मुद्दों पर बैकलॉग के जरिए आरक्षण का कोटा पूरा किया जाए, दलितों एवं पिछड़ों को स्कॉलरशिप अधिक से अधिक दी जाए। बहुत धन्यवाद।
On behalf of All India Trinamool Congress, I rise to speak on the demands for grants under the Ministry of Education for the year 2024-25. I rise today to voice my deep concern about the current state of education system. The government policies have not only failed to uplift the educational standards of our nation, but have also systematically eroded the foundational principles that ensure equal opportunity and holistic growth of our students. The importance of education cannot be overstated. Yet our nation has consistently underfunded this crucial sector, while the countries like China, Japan, South Korea invested heavily in education decades ago. Our India, our country, remains hesitant despite the Kothari Commission's recommendation in 1964 to increase educational expenditure to 60% of GDP. Our budget has never exceeded 3.5%. The National Education Policy 2020 reiterates this need, yet the government has shown little commitment to achieving it. Free and compulsory education is a fundamental right under our Constitution. However, public expenditure on education has touched new lows, dropping to 2.7% under the Modi government. The inadequacies in our education system are glaring. Despite the imposition of a 4% education and health cess since 2019, which now funds 70% of all education spending, our education sector remains underfunded and overburdened. India has around 50,000 colleges and 1,100 universities, half of which are private. While enrollment has increased, the quality and uniformity of education have not kept pace. The ASER 2023, quote, Beyond Basics, unquote, report highlights that 25% of students aged 14 to 18 in rural India struggle to read even class 2 level text materials fluently in their native language. The budget neglects research and development, with only 3 Indian universities in the top 200 globally. Without substantial investment, our institutions struggle in the global arena, risking a brain drain. The budget also fails to prioritize skill development program, crucial for aligning educational outcomes with market needs. Inequitable access to higher education remains a concern, with inadequate enhancement to scholarship and financial aid. The failure to fund public institutions creates a fertile ground for privatization, widening the gap between the rich and poor. I stand to highlight the crisis of student suicide in Kota, where around 250,000 students suffer intense schedules and immense pressure. Out of 1 million JEE aspirants, only 10,000 make it to IIT. And for NEET, 2 million vie for 1,40,000 medical seats. The odds are scary and the stress is unbearable. The commercialization of coaching in Kota, valued at $500 million, adds to the problem. Misleading advertisement and isolating living conditions create a toxic mix of competition and loneliness. I would like to draw the attention of this House regarding NEET scam. The future of students across the country are in dark. Central government and the Minister of Education remains silent in this grave situation, in these important issues. I would like to request the Minister to take action to solve this problem. Sir, the West Bengal Assembly recently passed a resolution leveling NEET UG as an education scam, a claim that highlights the significant problems plaguing this exam under National Testing Agency. The inconsistent administration of NEET UG has had a detrimental impact on students and the medical community. The fluctuating difficulty level to the examination and the arbitrary awarding of grace marks have created an atmosphere of uncertainty and mistrust. In light of these issues, I would like to request the Honorable Education Minister to consider reinstating the state's previous joint entrance medical examination as proposed by the West Bengal Assembly. Sir, this would restore a sense of fairness and transparency. The systematic revision of our school textbooks under the current government poses a threat to our children's education and intellectual integrity. In 2018, the then Minister Satyapal Singh declared Darwin's theory of evolution, quote, scientifically wrong, unquote, and called for curriculum changes. By 2021-22, Darwin's theory was removed from class 9 and 10 syllabi. By 2022-23, it was removed from textbooks. Millions of students now lack formal education on a foundational theory of modern biology. Deleting chapter on significant Muslim rulers and their contribution from the NCERT's curriculum, omitting reference to events like the 2002 Gujarat riots, and altering narratives around Gandhi's assassination and promoting mythological theories over scientific ones have been widely criticized by academicians, with 33 academicians, including political scientist Yogendra Yadav and Suhas Palsikar, demanding the removal of their names from the current textbooks in 2023. These changes are leading to intellectual stagnation, political manipulation, and are targeting the intellectual vega of Indian students. So the past decade under the BJP-led NDA regime, budgetary allocation have significantly decreased. The Department of School Education and Literacy's share of the budget halved from 3.16% in 2013-14 to 1.53% in 2024-25. Government schools declined from 15,51,000 in 2018-19 to 14,89,115 in 2021-22, with private schools rising, creating accessibility issues for marginalized communities. An acute shortage of teachers exists, with 10 lakh vacancies out of 62.71 lakh sanctioned posts. Marginalized sections like scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and minorities faced declining gross enrollment ratios at all levels. Without education, how is the government planning to ensure education for all? And without special educators, how is the government planning to ensure education for the special students? And sir, I would like to draw the attention of this House regarding Kasturba Gandhi School and Navodaya schools are facing acute teacher shortage problem. Under my parliamentary constituency, there are 2 Kasturba Gandhi schools in Bashanti and Kultoli. The infrastructure are, you cannot imagine the infrastructural condition. So I would like to draw the attention of this government to take action immediately and allot fund for this purpose. And sir, the government recent push for establishing campuses of foreign higher education institutions in India. While the intention behind this initiative may seem noble, but my question to the Honorable Minister, are we building bridges to opportunity or merely constructing a facade of accessibility? According to the cross-border education research team indicating that only a handful of top-tier universities have ventured abroad, will world-class universities like Harvard or Stanford truly find values in our soil? As former Education Minister, HRD Minister, Mr. Kapil Sibal rightly point out, that we cannot expect this institution to flock to India when only 41 institutions in China, of which only NYU Shanghai is of significant global standing, have established campuses, are we to believe that India will somehow be different? Kapil Sibbal's observation that foreign universities will, quote, serve not the needs of education but the poor, but the rich, unquote, resonates deeply. Moreover, the very notion of becoming a Vishwaguru, while inviting foreign institutions undermining our rich educational heritage. We cannot allow our rich traditions rooted in millennia of knowledge to be overshadowed by foreign influences. The great universities of Nalanda, Takshila, and Kavi Guru Rabindranath Thakur's Vishwa Bharati in Shantiniketan, West Bengal, once attracted scholars from around the world, not through the attraction of foreign campuses, but through the depth of knowledge and wisdom they offered. Sir, are we now abandoning this legacy in pursuit of fleeting recognition on the global stage? Sir, finally, I would like to draw the attention of this House. Sir, मुझे ये मौका मिला 10 साल उस पार्लियामेंट में उस सदन का बैठने के लिए, ये मुझे मेरा ये आशीर्वाद मेरा क्षेत्र का लोगों ने ही दिया। उस सदन का जो कॉरिडोर है उसके सामने एक नोटिस ऑफिस है सर। उस नोटिस ऑफिस के ठीक बिल्कुल सामने एक टूटा फूटा वुडन फर्नीचर के ऊपर एक पेंटिंग है। उस पेंटिंग का चित्रकार है नंदलाल बोसु, who was a pioneer of modern Indian art and who became a principal of Kala Bhavan, विश्व भारती शांति निकेतन। सर, मुझे एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर से ये बोलना है, आप मुझे उस पिक्चर को अगर सम्मान नहीं दे सकते, मान नहीं दे सकते, वो इतना कूड़े अंधकार में पड़ा है सर, उसके ऊपर धूल जमा हुआ है, तो मुझे मिनिस्टर से इस इतना बड़ा सदन में अगर उनके लिए रखने के लिए एक जगह नहीं मिलता है, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल को दे दीजिए, हम उसे आर्ट गैलरी में रखेंगे, उसको मान देंगे। और सर, इस गवर्नमेंट ने तो कुछ सम्मान नहीं देता, हेरिटेज को नहीं रखता है। हम लोग ये सोचते, एक मिनट सर, हम लोग ये सोचते बड़े को प्रणाम करके हम जाए शुभकामनाएं। इस सदन का जो गांधी जी का स्टैचू था, बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर का स्टैचू था, वो तो हटा दिया, फिर उनको पुनः स्थापित कर दीजिए जो इस ट्रेडिशन को हम ले सके। थैंक यू सर, धन्यवाद।